Hello everyone, Michelle here with a process video for Peartree Cutfiles. So I am using the Hello Winter cut file, which I absolutely adore. Anything with a tree on it seems to be my thing. But I am using 49 and Market Ocean, Inkwell, and little bit of Evergreen Season to fill and back my cut file. So I have cut it out twice, once with the outline and once with the contours removed. And you can see me struggling to get it off my Cricut mat. I picked up some new mats and I should have tacked them up a little bit better, but I'm dealing. So I have cut out these strips or cut and torn. I like to do some torn edges on my cut files if the theme demands it. And winter with a kind of icicle frosty vibe seemed like a good uh, opportunity to use this technique. So with the winter cut file, of course, the eye is in the form of a tree. So I am just cutting out little bits of my strip to make sure that W is cut and filled with the same color as the rest of the word. So I go ahead and adhere all that down. I trim the edge, and then I'm going to use this lovely floral poinsettia pattern paper from the Evergreen Season collection to fill my tree. I'm going to use my precision glue press to go ahead and apply the glue. And usually for the cut files, I use the fine tip and go ahead and adhere that down. I'm going to trim it up a little bit. And then for that, the stump part of the tree, I am going to use this wood paper also from Evergreen Season. So I think I am about done with this part of the cut file. So I'll go ahead and adhere it down and yeah, so there it is. I am going to take a look at through my Inkwell papers and figure out what I want to use for my background. And I go with this floral. And I know that it might seem kind of weird because it's winter, but I really like those spots of color there where my photos are going to go and where my title is going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and uh, put some snowflakes on this background as well. So this particular stencil, the snowflakes look a little bit more square. So I just took a circle die and created a circle out of plastic so that my snowflakes are round. And I'm just going to take some acrylic paint and some modeling paste to take through this stencil. Now, the white paste does make the stencil or the texture paste a little bit thinner, so it's not as crisp, but that doesn't bother me as much as having more grayish looking snowflakes. Now, I just need to get new texture paste. I know it, I just haven't done it yet. So if you know of one that is really, really, truly white, drop it in the comments because I will definitely check it out. So I have done those snowflakes, and then I decided for my title, I just wanted one more layer. So I cut out my winter cut file out of a blue paper from the ocean, and I just also, it was mostly all contours hidden except for the little gaps in the word hello and a few other little cuts that I selected just so the word was really obvious and the rest would show through the background paper there. Now I'm not going to do any stamping, but I do like to use my MISTI when I am creating a border around my layout. So I have cut my inkwell page down a half inch, or maybe no, a quarter of an inch on each side, and then I'm going to back it with white, and then this other um, ocean page that I had used for my title. And the Misty just really helps me make sure I line everything up correctly. So, all right, so I have that done, and I apologize. For some reason, my camera decided to film it in portrait rather than landscape. So I had to turn it for the rest of this video. So that does make it a little bit smaller. So I apologize for that. But now I am just going to build my clusters, and I think I might have edited out now. I see by accident. I had those three snowflakes in the large stencil that I did, but I also added some smaller snowflakes with a gel medium and some glitter. So there's also some smaller snowflakes on that background just to blend into those flowers. And so now I'm taking a look at some of the embellishments. I did take some inkwell paper and used my 49 and Market leaf die to cut out some leaves. And I love that little lantern that was in the evergreen season, adding a bow from the ocean collection. So this really is kind of a mixture of three different collections for sure. And then I think I'm taking a look at a few different word phrases. I definitely add that little piece there from Evergreen Season, that little round disc, though I move it to the other side, and I do add some buttons from, I believe those are from the Ocean Collection. And I'm also going to add my subtitle down there. So I create my subtitle mostly off camera because it's a little time consuming. I just took some little letters that I had from Freckled Fawn and spelled out my subtitle, which is the Tulalip Lights, because that is where we are at in our picture. So the Tulalip Casino in Marysville here in Washington does an amazing and free light display. And so we were there a couple years ago. That's me up in the picture with my niece's dog. Now, that dog is a Bernese Mountain Dog, and he is now like 110, 120 pounds. I got to hold him when he was a little puppy. And so, yeah, so there is my subtitle to Layla Blights. And I'm going to go ahead and hear that. I'm not going to do too much more embellishment. I really like the snowflakes. I absolutely adore the cut file and how that turned out. So that is really going to be the start of the show. But I am going to go ahead and adhere my buttons down below, and then I am going to take a look at just a few things on that top embellishment cluster that will go above my pictures. So I think I'm going to go ahead and adhere my pictures, and I'm going to go ahead and use liquid adhesive because there is some mixed media that makes it a little bit more difficult for things to stick down. I'm going to go ahead and use some of those leaves that I had also used below up above. I am going to use that little word phrase. I'm going to add some buttons, and that is mostly going to be it for embellishments. So, while I finish off these last little details, if you haven't checked out Pear Tree Cut Files, They have so many cut files and for so many different topics. And Marie will also, if you comment in this video or comment on the Facebook group, she is open to creating. If you have an idea of something that you would use on your layout, fly it by us because she will be more than willing. So, thank you for watching this video, and here are some steps.